Welcome back to The Curious Yapper. I'm Madison, your host and favorite yapper, and it has been a whirlwind since I last saw you on the solo episode 2 weeks ago. As you know from last week, Kylie was with me. We got to do lots of activities together. It was so fun to show her my new home and just get to share all the things I love. And it baffled me that not everyone can love the same things as me. Do I know people are different? Absolutely. But was it a surprise? Sure darn tootin' was. So that was just so wonderful to have her in town, and it still makes me laugh to know that I just assumed everyone would love to do the same activities I love. And I married a smart man because he knew that not everyone can love the same things as you. So don't know when he learned that lesson, but clearly I did not learn it. And took me into my late 20s to figure out that people like different things. The important part though is that we pivoted, and then I did listen and ask the questions. So for everybody else, you should ask the questions first to figure out what people might enjoy. And saying that out loud, I believe my sister is going to come see us in July, so I should ask some questions instead of think I know everything to plan. So I'll be asking some questions and just maybe I will have the ideas to present, since that will be helpful. So anyways, because so many people were in the comments last week talking about the background, thanking the producer for all that they do, I decided we should change it up. So much so that I'm in a different state. We are coming live from Texas this week, and it was totally only because people in the comments were like, Madison, you gotta change it up. Look, I got a blanket, I got a lamp, we got original art made by my sister. Check it out. Look at that. We got a keyboard. Look at all those, look at all them chickens. Just kidding, that's an old vine reference. Anyways, so we are changing up the scenery here at The Curious Yapper. We listen to the people. I'm actually in Texas because we're here to celebrate my dad's birthday. It's a big milestone birthday, and thought that the geography shouldn't keep us apart from celebrating that. So got to do that this weekend. So in Texas to celebrate the birthday, get to see the family and friends, reconnect that way. And I'm excited to go into the office tomorrow and see colleagues in person again, and just really excited to fill my cup in this way. So the first story I want to tell you is about packing. And I have the ADHDs, got the little spicy brain. And that means that sometimes I need the real dopamine hit to actually get the task accomplished, which translate to procrastination station, because why would I just pre-plan? There's no fun in that. You got to do the actual task when it's crunch time. Then I'm motivated to do it. So crunch time happened this week. We left on Friday, so naturally I'm packing on Thursday. Maybe not as crunch time as some of you might be packing or arriving to the airport. That is what I viewed as crunch time. So naturally, for crunch time, I am making a list, checking it twice. We are Santa here. And I decided the best use of my time, since I was on a time crunch, was naturally to make a spreadsheet, Google spreadsheet. Wouldn't want to forget something, right? So I'm categorizing it. I'm giving myself check boxes. I'm saying the item, I'm saying the number, the quantity of that item. I'm just nailing it. And Evan saw me locking in on this spreadsheet, and he said, hey, why don't you just, instead of taking the time for that spreadsheet, why don't you just actually pack the items? And I said, hey, you know why? Because I like doing this, and the big brain upstairs is telling me that it's going to pay off for the next time I go on a trip. It's just already going to be there, and I can just build from it. So I'm thinking I'm onto something. Anyways, it took time to do the spreadsheet, and then it also took me forever to actually pack. Got distracted in the middle of it, was writing a card to a colleague and randomly grabbing a snack until I turned on the music. Once I got my jams going, then I am focused, I'm locked in, I know what's going on. So it was quite a scene, quite a play, quite a drama in that moment. So I got packed though, you guys. Then it was going to be new for both Evan and I to get to the airport, and we were going to park our car for the first time. We previously lived where friends or family would drop us off at the airport. This time we were going to, instead of Ubering, we're just going to park our car. So that added a variable, and for some reason in my brain I was like, oh, I can go this many hours at work and then I'll leave. Wasn't enough hours, so I decided we're going to leave earlier. Got it all done, left early, flight's delayed, oh yeah. So just kind of had some time at home to just wait for the flight, which was fine because it was going to be a mad dash to get to the airport. So with the extra time, I got to make sure I had everything. And you guys, my spreadsheet worked. I'm gonna expose him lovingly. I did not forget something so far. Maybe I do need something else. So far, I've not forgotten anything. I packed all the comforts of my home. I went into great detail because I'm in my spreadsheet. My loving Evan, he forgot his toothbrush. So Google Sheets right now is winning for packing. And although maybe he's winning, took him less time, less worries, and it worked out because my sister had a toothbrush for him. I don't know. Maybe he's on to something. For now, I'm going to say that my spreadsheet worked because I got all my comforts, everything I need. So we're headed to the airport. I was like, ooh, let's do something mathy. So I turned on the timer to track how long it took us to leave our door, get to the parked at the airport, get picked up by the shuttle, make it through security, all that stuff. So that was fun. And I have that on a document naturally as well. And I don't know about you guys, but I always get stopped. My bag always gets stopped at the airport for some reason. I'm not sure. Last time we were at this airport, I got stopped because of my deodorant. Don't know why. And then this time I was watching my bags. There's a little V where you can watch your bag go, yes, you're in the clear, or it goes the other way where they have to investigate it. And I was like, okay, my backpack came through. Yeah. And then it was the next one, my suitcase, and it did not get through. So it went over to the check line, and there's a couple agents that weren't attending to my bag, and I was like, just smiling, hi, just a patient little person. And then they came, he looked at the screen, is this your bag? And I was like, sure is. And then he said I was good to go. And I was like, if I was good to go, why did it get sent to the bad line? Don't know. Anyways, got to through security, got myself a little mod pizza, added some pesto to it, delicious. And we timed it so well that I barely had time to sit, eat my pizza, go to the restroom, fill up my water bottle, and then it was time to board. Whoa, so that was wild and pretty cool timing. And I was on aisle 31, woo, woo. And then Evan got to be all the way at the front on 8. He was right behind first class, so he had extra leg room. So it was funny to compare stories and even sent pictures of this is how much legroom I have, and he had far better than I did. This time I sat on the aisle. I've always been a window person, but they seated me on the aisle and I was like, aisle might be nice. My only part about the aisle versus the window is I'm cool with the aisle. I just would like to see out the window. So if it could be open so that when we're moving, it's not weird and I can tell that we're moving versus I feel like we're moving, that would be good. So if you know the people and you can convince the window person to open the window, then I would say aisle is superior for now. What do you guys think? Are you aisle, middle? I think it's a toxic trait or a red flag if your middle is the best. Anyways, so flight was lovely. I'm on my second digital book. So I've been a physical reader and I downloaded the Libby app so I can get things for free at the library. I haven't gone to a Kindle yet. So I was like, why would I pay for a Kindle if I am not sure I'll actually like digital reading? So I'm on my second book of digital reading. So far I'm liking it, but I like the convenience of it being on my phone. So I have my phone with me all the time. I'm not always going to have a Kindle. So still not sure if I'm going to venture that way or not. It has been very fun and convenient to have the digital book on my phone. So speaking of, this is my first dabble into the fantasy realm and world, and I am reading Fourth Wing right now. I would not label myself as a fantasy person. There's dragons, so I guess that makes it fantasy. However, there is lots of action, and what I think I love most about books is being surprised or like suspenseful. And this book is doing that. It's like, is she going to make it? Is da-da-da. It's so dangerous. And then people don't make it. And so that's been fun. So we'll see if this is a entering into fantasy world for me. I'm not sure, but it's been fun and been reading it digitally. So different for me. On the plane, I was just reading. I was like, oh, I like this book so far. So that's pretty cool. Then as soon as we landed, Texas greeted us with a nice 80, 90 degree weather, nice and humid too. And we stopped for some delicious queso and tacos, which, yes, I have missed you, queso. I have missed you, good Mexican Tex. It's not Mexican, it's Tex-Mex. I have missed queso. So that was delicious to do. And then we went to my sister's and got to hang out for a little bit. And I saw my niece is just on the move, independent, and just so fast walking around now. So we spent a lot of time at the restaurant for dinner on Friday night, and she's just walking up a storm. I don't know if you can hear, but there's some thunder. So Texas is really having a party upstairs. So that was fun. Got to hang out with family. Then on Saturday, we grilled out and had hamburgers, hot dogs, mac and cheese. The best snack, that, in my opinion, is some Ruffles chips with sour cream and onion dip. That stuff is so good. Add that with Nerds clusters. Oh my gosh. Those two snacks, delectable. I think they're top tier. So that was fun. Got to play some games with family. Played Skippo. That's something that we played growing up, especially in Minnesota with family. And then we started playing Phase 10. And if you haven't played Phase 10, it's a card game, and they have 10 different, as the name says, phases where you have to do different things, whether you get the same number cards, or if you do sequential numbers. And I proposed that we do the 10 phases whenever we wanted to. So we had a score sheet with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then whenever we had a phase that we wanted to lay down, we scratched it off and got credit for it. That was actually a fun way to play, and I had never done it before. Not sure if it was more efficient or not, because when you don't actually have the goal or the objective to accomplish, you're like, which way should I go? So that was fun. Played that until later into the evening to actually do that. So that was fun to play Phase 10 and play games with people who were actually going to socialize with me. There was no awkward in, so really enjoyed that. And then this morning, got up, had some sister time, walked her dog, and it was great to have conversation and just the time together and catch up. So that was wonderful too. Then we trekked all the way back to my hometown and had lunch at my mom's and lots of playtime with the niece. She's got toys galore at her own house. She's got toys galore at grandma's. And so it's just fun to watch her interact with all the different personalities, to test the limits. One thing she was doing today was climbing on her little slide and getting brave, which we love to do, and then also just testing the little boundaries. So we love an independent queen, independent girly, and that is exactly who she's gonna be, which is exciting to see her step into that. And then tomorrow, I'm so excited to go and see some colleagues and say hi and just get to fill my cup that way. It has been a transition, as you guys have been with me. All parts have been a transition moving across the country, and I'm just really excited to go into an office that just kind of feels like going back home and just seeing, it kind of feels like a reunion. I've only been gone for like 2 months, but it just feels like a little reunion. I'm gonna walk around, give some hugs, send some smiles, and meet some people. So just excited to do that for sure. And I cannot believe it is almost June. That is baffling that we are in the latter part of May. So June's coming up, and who knows what this next month and adventures will lead us to. But thank you, Yappers, for the Yap Sesh. I'll see you next week. And keep telling you, if living outside your comfort zone pays off. This is a shorter episode, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.